Right, so what is going on, guys? Welcome back to a new video on the channel and welcome back to another first ride review. Today we have a very exciting bike up for a review. We have the 959 Panigale Ducati brand, which is low-key my dream bike and kind of has been since I first started riding. So this is a very exciting video for me. This is a model, of course, I have not ridden before, and this bike has very kindly been given to me by Motorcycles, and it will be for sale with them as we speak. So if you're interested in this bike, make sure to check them out. We will go through the stats on the bike, take a look around it, and then we will get on the road and see how it is as always. And as you can see, this model, or this one in particular, has some very nice bits on it, including a racefit exhaust. Now, anyone that knows racefit will know that this bike is going to be absolutely ridiculously loud. So yeah, let's take a look around the bike, go through the stats, get on the road, then enjoy this beast of a bike. So thanks for stopping by, guys. I hope you enjoy the video. Right, so no prizes for guessing with this being a Ducati. It's an incredibly special looking bike. I love the white on it, the red wheels. Complements each other really nicely. And this one in particular has some very nice bits on it. You can see it's got a carbon fibre front mudguard there. We have some carbon fibre on the exhaust heat shield there, the rear hugger. Obviously we've got the clear clutch cover. Some people like that, some people hate it. Got some nice white domino grips. Bit of carbon round there. Obviously the racefit exhaust looks incredibly nice on this, and as you saw, we've got a very nice integrated rear tail light with a very brave rear number plate holder. But yeah, it's a very good looking bike. Now, in terms of the model, obviously the 959 Panigale was kind of considered an entry-level Panigale at the time. It sat between the smaller displacement bike, which was like the 899 Panigale, which was the predecessor to this bike, and then it sat slightly below the 1299 Panigale. To put it into modern terms, if you're only familiar with the latest range of Ducatis, this is like the V2, and then the 1199 was like the V4. That's basically the easiest way to put it. Now, by no means though was this a slow bike. Obviously it had an L-twin 2-cylinder engine. It was a 955cc, and it put out 157 brake horsepower. So by no means is it a slow bike. Had about 107 newton meters of torque, and it weighed about 200 kg with fully fueled and all the fluids and all that jazz. So yeah, relatively speaking, still an extremely fast bike. And obviously being a Ducati, it's got all the posh bits, Brembo master cylinder, Brembo calipers, all that nice jazz. But as I always say in these videos, stats aren't really too important for me, especially a bike like this. The best part of this bike is riding it, so I think it's best we jump on the road, listen to that exhaust and see how the bike is. And I'm quite intrigued to actually try this bike out, because obviously it's a 2016, so it's a bit of an older Ducati, and I've only really ridden the brand new V4S, which was incredible, and a V2, but I've been told that kind of the latest range of Ducatis, they've done a lot on making the bikes more easy to ride, and I've been told that these older models can be a bit annoying to ride. So that is something else we will find out in this video. Now, the fun part, let's get this bike started up. As you can tell, it's ridiculously loud, way too loud for my preference, but this should be fun. You can see the clear clutch cover there doing its thing, so it's very cool. Yeah, that is ridiculous. Oh, I feel bad to even give it any revs, so I think it's best we go somewhere a bit more out in the sticks. But as always, I will give my very first reactions as we jump on and swing a leg. Obviously riding position, it's a sport bike, nice and leant over, great feel through the forks obviously with that. But it's not uncomfortable, you know, I'm kind of used to sport bikes now, but it's not particularly uncomfortable. And immediately I can feel that slow speed mannerisms aren't the greatest for that bike, and that's what kind of Ducatis are known for. But that's kind of the sacrifice you have to make for what I can only assume is going to be a very characterful bike. And I hope you can hear me over the wind noise and the exhaust noise, because my god is it deafening. Well, I love the way it auto blips when you use the auto blipper there, or rev matches I should say. Yeah, it doesn't feel ridiculously unrideable, but you definitely feel it kind of chugging a bit on the clutch. Oh, this guy is really not happy. Oh, you love to see it. Yeah, well, your chance is gone. It's not quite what I expected. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so I can feel already that the clutch mannerism, slow speeds is a bit kind of annoying. Sitting in traffic wouldn't be all that fun. And obviously you could see with the L-twin, the cylinder head is right there. So right pointing at your seat, so I can already feel the heat starting to come through the seat. And obviously it's quite a hot day as well, so it's not the most pleasant thing in the world. But what fun would a Ducati review be, talking about how it handles in traffic and around town, because that is not what these bikes are designed for. They are designed for the open road, and they are designed to put a massive smile on your face. So let's head to some nicer roads, I think. I'm not going to really mess around with rider modes in this video, although it does look like it's in race, so I'm sure we'll have a good amount of fun. It looks like you've got the kind of normal stuff, different braking control settings, different traction control settings, ABS, and I'm assuming you can maybe turn that off, which is nice. Yeah, we're not going to really delve into that too much. Obviously being a 2016, the screen looks a bit dated on it, but who cares? Who cares when it sounds this good? Jesus Christ! Wow, I thought my Z900 RS was loud. This dodgy clutch work there. This brings loud to a whole nother level. I can barely even hear myself speaking, so I'm probably shouting at the camera, so I do apologise for that. But now, one thing I've immediately noticed on this bike is how amazing the quick shifter and auto blipper is. And also how satisfying they are to use. But yeah, for a 2016 bike, when I compare it to other bikes I've ridden, this definitely feels like it was way ahead of its time for the quick shifter. You know, comparing it to the likes of 2020 ZX-10Rs and Yamahas and all the Japanese branded bikes, obviously being expected that a Ducati's a step ahead of the Japanese bikes, as they're obviously more budget bikes, but I can definitely feel here how the quick shifter and auto blipper was definitely ahead of its time back then. Yeah, the clutch is a little difficult to get used to, but we are now finally on some more open roads so we can enjoy the bike. I can't get over the heat that you feel. It's so funny. I would love this thing in winter. Although I can't really imagine, obviously this bike, a lot of people are going to be taking this kind of bike on track. I can't imagine taking this to like a nice European track day where the country's absolutely boiling hot as it is, and then you've got to put up with the heat from the engine. God, you'd be absolutely dripping. You'd definitely lose a lot of weight. So, you know, Dorset.Motorcycles weight losing tips. Buy a Ducati and go on a European track day. There you go. Subscribe for more top life tips. Recently, you can get a 4-cylinder, you know, it'll be smooth, easy to ride, or you can get something like this. So it might not be the most easy to manage around town, but my god, the amount of character the bike has, and it just makes it so enjoyable. And yeah, this feels like, to me, the epitome of character, and that's I haven't even really ridden it all that much yet, but it just feels like an event and an experience to ride a bike like this. My god, does that exhaust help? Oh, it, honestly, the video won't do the sound justice, it never does, but this is, yeah, this is loud. It's even too much for me. But god, is it cool. What a bike. Just no manufacturers seem to do specialness like Ducatis. I mean, Aprilia, MV Agusta, to be fair, it's just Italian. Anything Italian just seems special, you know. We've got Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Paganis, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Ducati, Aprilia, MV Agusta. But what do all those brands have in common? They are very special vehicles, and Ducati have always been kind of the poster vehicle for me in terms of motorcycles, because to me, as someone that's come from being a car fan, they feel like the closest thing to what would feel like having something like a Lamborghini or Ferrari, and they do. Not only are they probably one of the most beautiful bikes to look at, they're so characterful and they just feel special to ride. And I almost like that this has got a bit of character, where it's not like the easiest bike in the world to go slowly on. There you go. False neutral, that's embarrassing. Yeah, there's so much vibration through the bike. It's very, you know, it's very stiff in a way. You know, it's obviously a sport bike and it's designed for racing, really. So it's not the most plush ride. Huge, you know, vibrations. You know, you can kind of see the mirrors. The mirrors shake like crazy, and they almost make anything behind you blurry when you're going over a certain speed because of how much vibrations there are from the engine and everything. A lot of vibration through the handlebars. You know, I don't want to sugarcoat it. It's not a comfortable bike to ride. It's not an easy bike to ride. But if you're going to buy a Ducati Superbike, those should not be things you're already caring about. It's all about the joy the bike gives you, the sex appeal of it, because my god, it's just a sexy bike, and it's the way that the bike makes you feel when you're giving it some. And that is what I love about old sport bikes, and this Ducati seems to be the epitome of that. I love something that isn't too refined and just gives the greatest riding experience and joy you can possibly get, and this feels like it does a great job of that. And obviously it's got a hell of a lot of power to make overtakes incredibly easy. I've said it 4 million times in this video, but I want to really kind of just describe to you the feelings of riding this bike in as much detail as possible. But the beneath of my legs honestly feels like they're on the verge of boiling. It's the equivalent of like putting a heater on in your house and sitting right by it. That is how it feels. probably embarrass myself as I try and turn around. Obviously sport bikes turning radiuses are normally pretty awful. Let's see how this is. Yeah, as you can see there's not much at all there, and as you also see me struggle with the clutch. Now it makes sense why you see whenever a Ducati turns up to bike night it looks like they don't know how to ride. That is not the case, it's just the bike pretty much. There we go, just about in position to pull away. Yeah, getting used to that clutch is going to take me a minute. It does scream a little as well, and where I said that the bike doesn't feel crazy fast, I noticed there, I think I short shifted it, when you let it rev a bit, let's kind of try and see what revs that was. So I think around 8,000 RPM there, it kind of almost felt like it just found a shed load power more and it just started to take off a bit there. Finally get a little feel for the hand a little bit. Yeah, obviously the handling feels absolutely top notch, I should say. Just leans in beautifully, feels really lightweight, really nimble. And you can absolutely destroy a track day on this, I'm sure. Let's try and have a little explore of the rev range. See where the power comes in. What should we do? Second gear. Yeah. Not really looking at the revs, but I think that's about 8,000 revs. You can really feel it kind of take off. And yeah, it does for sure go. And I think in this video I'm probably going to be talking a bit nonsense really and repeat myself many times. Honestly, trying to vlog and review a bike when I can't even hear myself think, speak or anything, in fact it's to the point of borderline getting a bit of headache here. It is kind of difficult to think straight when it's this loud, so I do apologise if this isn't the most helpful review in the world, but yeah. Oh, that echo. Wow, honestly, this I don't think I've ridden a bike that's this loud. It's ridiculous. Your brain can't concentrate on anything because it just feels like someone is screaming into your ear. Wow, what can I say other than the noise? It handles beautifully, you saw then again. Tips in so nicely, you get such a good feel through the front forks. And it feels very lightweight and nimble. Of course, brakes, Ducati are the goat when it comes to stuff like that, and you see that struggling in fourth gear to pull away. Brake feels amazing, it's not too snappy, it's not too instant, you kind of get the perfect amount of gradualness before really hitting the point where you get a load of braking power. But when you do, the braking power is phenomenal. It seems pointless to mention these things in a Ducati review because there will never be a day, I don't think, where Ducati don't have some of the greatest brakes, some of the greatest handling, some of the greatest suspension and all of that. You know, they're a very premium motorcycle, almost kind of at the top when it comes to premiumness. And yeah, the racing experience along with that. They build some of the best super bikes and best bikes in general. evil, so brutal. That's another amazing way to describe this bike. It's just brutal, and that gives such a cool riding experience. In fact, let's be a little cheeky. We're kind of in the middle of nowhere. I think it would be rude not to jump off the bike quickly and listen to the noise of it, as that is probably one of the most wow things about this bike in this video. So wow. There's very few bikes where I feel bad even when I'm in the middle of nowhere to even rev it, but that is absolutely ridiculous. This exhaust is definitely not for the faint-hearted. Here talking about character, but that is what this kind of bike does the best. Character is just, yeah, perfect. I feel like this bike is kind of for more of a purist motorcycle rider who wants the greatest and the most raw experience when riding a bike. That is what this kind of bike is for, that kind of rider. Right, so there we go guys, there is the 959 Panigale Ducati. Like I said in the intro, massive thank you to the guys at Rotate.Motorcycles for letting me take this bike out for a spin. Make sure to go and check them out for plenty of used bikes in stock, including this one that is currently for sale if you are interested. It's obviously a very lovely example with all the carbon bits, that insanely loud exhaust and all the bits I showed you earlier in the video. But yeah, what a very special bike, beautiful to look at, very raw to ride. Yeah, it has its flaws around town and all that, but it makes up for that with all the character this bike has. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like if you did, and make sure to subscribe for plenty more videos like this to come. Cheers guys.